Very insecure.
When we were in the relationship, and there were some moments with her that she kind of showed her real self, and she said, "Watch out, I'm going to destroy you. I'm saving up stuff about you and I'm going to destroy you." And I just thought, oh, this is so sad. You know, there's something really, well, not wrong with her, but it's so sad that she has to say these kind of things. I didn't believe her, but at the end she did.
He would make threats like, "If you ever leave me, I will destroy you, I will break you, I will call everybody and make sure nobody wants anything to do with you or wants to work with you ever again." And that's exactly what he did. I expected him to do it in that aggressive way, but he did it in like a very victimized way. Like he was the victim, I was the evil person.
I found out that she was cheating on me with somebody. And on Facebook I saw that she was with that person in Mexico, I think. Of course I called a lot of times and I wrote her a letter and stuff. What's going on, you know? But then at the end I went to her house because I just wanted to know, did we break up? What the hell's happening? So I rang the door. She opened it real quick, she closed the door again. I was completely nervous and thinking, what just happened? So I went downstairs from the door of her apartment into the streets. Within 2 seconds, police officers show up. They handcuff me and take me to the station. And I was just sitting there, what happened? This is completely not true. And I read the report. And all the stuff that was in there was just nothing but lies that she had been saving up for years, you know, with little pieces of emails of me, which she all collected and she fabricated a whole story around me, which they told me, you're going to be in jail for a really long time.
Yeah, he did a smear campaign, starting with calling people he knew, people I knew, work-based people. He called my friends, and he was trying to set up everybody against me by saying things like, "Oh, you should know what she is saying about you," and he would tell like the craziest lies about me, the meanest and lowest things that you can possibly imagine. Like he would take this very tiny little bit out of a story, like a very painful story out of my childhood, for instance, or he would use a miscarriage I had and presented it in such a way that I looked very crazy or evil. And so he would use my deepest wounds against me in the smear campaign, and to make me look as if I was crazy.
The victims are usually devastated. They are ruined. They are ruined mentally. They are ruined physically also. There are physiological effects to trauma. They're traumatized, they're broken, they're wounded. They don't have time or inclination to present their case. They just want to lie in bed and withdraw. They're depressed clinically. They have anxiety disorders. They have mood disorders. I mean, the victims are devastated. Narcissist is untouched by the crisis because the narcissist has no emotions, no empathy, no nothing. Narcissist is a machine. So the narcissist goes on to present his version of events, which is expertly put together. He's a professional at storytelling. He presents himself as a victim, and there is no countervailing voice. The victim is too devastated to do anything about it and to present her side. The narcissist is the lone voice, usually, at the beginning. Not for the whole duration, but in the first few critical weeks, it's usually the narcissist is the lone voice. The victim is not heard. And that's the version that sticks.
Okay, I think that was what hit me the most, that from the starting of the relationship till the end, it was all one big film that she invented for herself, and she knew exactly what she was going to do. She was going to destroy me, and she knew that from day one. She actually told me a couple of times.
During the smear campaign, I realized that he wasn't just telling his side of the story, he was trying to destroy me. He tried to ruin my reputation, my career, my friendships, and was basically trying to isolate me again by trying to take away my support system. And on top of that, he was smearing and playing victim on social media, stating that I was the one doing those things to him, even though I had been silent from the start.
So I guess the whole relationship is one big smear campaign. And of course, you know, the smaller smear things are on Facebook, where she put public posts like, watch out, my ex-boyfriend is going to try to do this and this and this to me. If he contacts any of my friends, please tell me so I can report it to the police, and he's harassing me and all that bullshit. But the biggest thing was that whole one big story that she made up and throughout these years just to get me in jail. And she told me this before. She did it to her ex, you know, so I should have seen it coming, but that was a smack in the face like you wouldn't believe. Being in jail about a lie, you know, that really hurt me a lot.
They will tell lies about you. Very simple. The whole life is a lie, but they will tell lies about you and about the relationship. And bad things, they will make it up.
He was trying to make everybody he knew accomplice to the abuse, even though they had no idea they were doing it. But he had a best friend, and she knew what he was like. She is exactly like him, and she would, send emails to my friend, telling my friend to reconsider the friendship, tell the craziest lies. She would just repeat all the lies that he was telling about me, and she would just repeat them to anybody willing to listen.
Abuse by proxy is a phrase I coined in '95 to describe the use of third parties to perpetuate and perpetrate the abuse. And flying monkeys are the people who are used to do this. The overwhelming majority of flying monkeys do not realize that they are being used, and also do not realize that their conduct is abusing. The narcissist might convince his flying monkeys that they are doing the victim a service, that they're helping the victim, that in some way they are restoring justice, or that he is a victim and there should be redress, or that he just needs a small favor to get everything restarted when he's trying to hoover the victim, etc., etc. So the flying monkeys are always ego-syntonic. In other words, they always feel good about what they're doing. That's why it's extremely difficult to break the cycle of abuse by proxy, because the flying monkeys feel good about it. They are taking the narcissist's side because they believe that what they are doing is virtuous, is worthwhile, is justified, and it's impossible to stop them because of that. Had they felt bad about what they were doing, it would have been much easier to break this.
So the smear campaign is the perfect proof that narcissists are not able to love. Because if you ever had a connection with someone like that, they won't. Normal people, normal mental, healthy people won't do that. They cannot talk so bad about you, even if there was a fight. And there will be some emotions, but not that big as with a narcissist.
Because a psychopath is not dependable, it may induce in his quarry hyper-alertness. Hyper-alertness is the result of the production of stress hormones. And ultimately, when we people are built to handle short periods of stress, not chronic stress. So when we are in chronic stress in the environment of somebody who is destructive most of the time, not dependable, it may be exhausting for us. So what you often see in people who become victims of psychopaths, that is that their energy level has gone down very much. And when the energy level goes down, when the vitality has been undermined, then all kinds of diseases can come up. You can develop chronic diseases that are due to a lack of vitality, that might be cancer, for instance, depression, burnout, and they might also be severely traumatized.
The abuse affected my health big time. I was diagnosed with complex PTSD, ME. I had panic attacks and sleeping problems that I never had before, and yeah, I was extremely exhausted, and my self-esteem was at the lowest level ever.
So you're a killer.
Anxiety, depression, I got a burnout. I lost weight, I started under eating, and then I started overeating. I was just.
This is how they serial killers.
Overall incredibly unstable, mentally unstable. I felt physically sick also.